Hi, I'm Candace Leyenbauer with Microschool Florida, and today I have Emery Leyenbauer with me. She's my daughter. She is going to be a senior this year in high school, and I thought it would be really great to get a senior's perspective on microschooling as she's been homeschooled, she's attended some public school, and she's also been a microschooler. Did I already say that? So let's get started. All right, Emery, do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey?
My journey. Um, I guess I've been homeschooled for most of my life. I went to public school for fourth grade only, and I really liked it actually. But then, um, my mom started a micro school kind of homeschool thing for when I was in fifth grade, and so I started doing that, and I've been doing that ever since, basically.
Awesome. So I like to tell everyone that we have homeschooled for 20 years. So how could you go to fourth grade at public school if our family had homeschooled for 20 years?
Well, I was not all of my siblings went to public school at the same time, so I guess I was kind of in public school, and my younger sisters were still being homeschooled. There was still homeschooling going on, but and I would still consider myself a homeschooler, even though I went to public school because I was definitely different from the other kids.
How so? How were you different?
Well, I played a lot of games with my family. Like, I don't know, we spent a lot of time outside, and I think I was pretty creative for a fourth grader.
I
Lots
think
of
so too.
lots of lizard catching and whatnot. So yeah,
So you still consider yourself a homeschooler even though you were at public school that one year?
yeah,
I would agree. Maybe we just look at non-traditional education as a mindset. So getting to learn any place at any time. So it didn't really matter where you were located, right?
yeah.
And okay, so you went to public school, fourth grade. What was it like when you very first went to public school after being a homeschooler? Just
Uh,
curious.
well, it was definitely kind of a shock. Just well, first of all, at how many kids there were. There were tons of kids, and there were a bunch of adults around, like the teachers, and we all kind of like everyone kind of knew what they were doing. They knew the schedule and kind of what you're supposed to be doing every second of the day. But I don't know, it was kind of cool. We got to have like set class time and recess time and meet new friends and do activities and field trips that felt way more official than what I was used to. But it was kind of cool. But definitely public school. So
Well, awesome. So today I was wanting to share maybe Emery's perspective as she went from homeschooling into public school for a year and she was able to know what it felt like kind of being a fish out of water. And I thought it would be great to have her perspective to say maybe what to expect or to do to transition if you're going from public school to micro school or a non-traditional learning experience. What kind of tips would you give?
well, I guess if you're used to public school, you're kind of used to a bunch of high stress kind of like extreme stuff going on. So if you're adjusting to a micro school instead or not public school, I guess tip would be to kind of give it like self discipline yourself because in public school they definitely do that for you. You don't
They
have to,
tell you what to
yeah, they
do.
tell you exactly what to do and you don't have to think very hard. Like if you have a question or something, like I don't know, it's very set in stone in public school. But when you are doing anything other than that, you kind of have to make your own decisions, and it really helps you um, grow skills like, well, like I said, like self discipline and making good choices on your own because you are holding yourself accountable more than a teacher, like a specific teacher would be, or um, instead. So you definitely have to stick to what you're supposed to do. It takes a lot more hard work, I think, but it pays off a lot in the end.
Definitely. So here's another thought. Are you all by yourself? Like, are there no friends? I know that's one of the myths in the non-traditional world is that if you choose homeschooling or microschooling, that you'll have no friends. What do you think?
I think it depends on who you surround yourself with, because there's definitely the option of doing FLVS or something, some kind of online school where you just only doing your own work or you only spend time with your family, but you can really make it into however social you want. Maybe if you are not very social, you could like that, but it's definitely good to involve yourself in other clubs and meeting other people. I remember when I was starting to do like online stuff, I had a friend come over, and so we would work and do our schoolwork together. We also had a
Yeah,
lot of fun,
that
but
was fun.
you definitely need to. You can definitely be social. You just gotta like involve yourself in things.
So, what are some things that you've done to be social in high school? Because I know being in a microschool can be small. So, some microschools, I know for your experience, it was like 3 to 5 students
Yeah.
for your high school group, which some people were like, that's too tiny. But I don't think that our microschool, for your age group anyway, that was the only thing you had going on. So, it was easier to be like, this is this, and now I'm going to go and do my other things that I do. What are some of those other things that you did?
I would say I'm definitely involved in like my church, and so we have a youth group that I like would go and hang out with like once a week or twice a week or something. I would also do music practice, and there was also a choir I was in, and you can also I was in another group called 4-H, and so we would kind of meet with them too. So I don't know, just other clubs, other communities.
Yeah. So the 4-H, that was actually really awesome. So Emery applied and got into the 4-H Executive Council for the state of Florida, which was really cool. And so there was probably 50 youth, would you say,
Probably
for
around
the
80.
for the state of Florida, and they planned all of the big summer camps and different things that they have during the year. So she did 3 sleepaway camps
Yeah.
with other teens and leaders to plan these great adventures. But it was a really great experience and good leadership skills too. But
Yep.
anyway, lots of really cool spots to do that. Okay, so we've talked about friends. We've talked about, well, what would you say about, I know like currently you're doing a lot of online work, but before when we were doing middle school with you, how would you describe a typical day for microschooling?
Um, we
For your experience anyway.
we would get there, and I remember we would have this morning time when we kind of talked about something with your mindset, kind of just getting you into the day. I forgot what we called that,
It's
but
okay, you remember.
yeah, I do remember. And we would do the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff, and then we would jump into our math class or science class or English or something. And I used books back then, back in my day, and we would just focus on that for an
You
hour
sound
or
so
so.
old
I
back in
know.
your day. Yeah, that was back. So now our microschool uses online math programs so everyone can be at their own level. When I first started my microschool, we did Saxon math books because I loved Saxon.
And Cambridge.
Yeah, they just got too heavy, so I was like, we're not going to carry those
Definitely
around.
very heavy. Yeah.
They're so thick. And then everybody had all of their different levels. But when we did the math books, we had a math teacher who would kind of help here and there with helping you learn stuff. But it was mostly just working on your own and doing your assignments.
Yeah.
And we just help you stay on path or on
Peace.
stay on pace. Thank you. Now, currently in our microschool, that's kindergarten through 8th grade, we use like online math tools. So there's videos attached with it. So if the kids ever get lost, they can learn and reach out to each other and ask questions. But yeah, Saxon math actually worked okay too,
It was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So we were chatting about what the schedule was like back in your day, you
Yeah.
old fogey.
Mhm. Yeah. So I don't know, classes, and then we would have lunch and recess, and then in the afternoons.
Were everybody all your age?
No, I think well there were definitely some around my age. I'd say 5th and 6th grade. There were definitely some 7th, 8th graders, and definitely some younger like 3rd and 4th graders. So it was a good range, but it was good. Still friends with everyone. So
Yeah, that is true. Because we're smaller. Oh, well, another good thing is that you get to know the families a lot better. So it's not just you go to school and you become friends with one person. It's like you get to know the whole family, and
yeah.
so that's awesome. So are there any other tips, just wrapping it up, that you would give to somebody just starting out in microschooling?
I would say just kind of repeating what I've said before. Definitely involve yourself with things that can give you more social like friends and skills, and that kind of stuff. And definitely hold yourself accountable for, like, keep yourself, like, make goals and actually stick to them. Don't give up, don't slack off, don't just start sleeping in every day, because it doesn't get you anywhere. It's worth it to keep trying hard even though it's difficult.
So true. And I think everyone needs to learn that lesson sooner or later. So I think personally that it's great for kids to get a practice on running their own schedules and figuring out what works with them, with kind of like on a bowling lane, you've got like the little bumpers that
Oh
come
yeah.
up. So we're giving you like bumpers to help, but the goal is to get the bumpers to come down and give you lots of experience to practice bowling. So at this phase in life, you're a senior in high school, we've taken the bumpers down, and sometimes you do awesome, sometimes you don't with
Yep.
using your schedule. But I think that's a life lesson to learn. And of course, if somebody's doing a microschool and they're like in third grade, we're going to have more bumpers up to help them. But we don't ever want to force somebody to do something. The goal is to get them to choose and light the fire all on their own.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot this year. It's gonna be awesome. So, because I know what not to do, and I know what I need to do. So it's gonna be great.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Emery. And she's really great. I think I'm going to have her back for more tips from Emery.
Maybe.
Anyway, thanks, everyone.